I think I've left you all waiting long enough. If I can press the button. Hi, Raven. I'll see my tear pouring, don't mind that. I'm attempting to be civilized, or at least relatively. But yes, evening everybody. I hope you've all been having a good Monday. I've had a rather busy and slightly hectic Monday. I've worried a little bit. Luckily, I'm in an area that's relatively safe, but just south of me by a couple miles, there's been some flooding. Luckily, I'm way up on the steep side of a valley, so I should be okay. If the flooding gets up to me from down there, that means that the greater part of the sound has drowned. So that's why I'm not too worried, but you know, I'd fret for a couple areas like, oh, I used to drive that way to get to one of the highways, so I'd have like 10 other routes, but there's my most common one. Hi, Benz. Oh, Spent a lot of sleeping and feeling kind of bleh today. Did at least some carpet shampooing. I still have to scrub a couple last things tomorrow. But everything's almost clean. Everything's almost clean. I think the part that's gonna suck the most is scrubbing the hardwood. There's some old spots from spills and other things that just I'm gonna have to. I had to find my knee pads because I'm a heavier girl and I've got really bad knees, and yeah, getting down on my knees hurts a lot. For more fun methods, yeah, get me a pillow, please. But we'll clean the pillowcase later. But yeah, I get to do that tomorrow, of just taking a sponge and getting that all done. But tonight we get to build. Tonight we get to have a bit of building fun. And I'm also glad I was able to get that one last little G-pose out before maintenance tonight, because I'm probably not going to see crimes for a few days at least. I'm guessing at least a week. Usually the big updates like this take a little while for everything to get back up. But again, I'm tangenting. Let's hop on over. Now, I kind of posted a little bit of a fake out for this, and for that I do apologize. I kind of got the poll out a day early since I only had 3 kits left. I'm like, I don't even need you all to vote on which of the 3 you want to even see on the poll. Let's just put them all on the poll. And then I'm like, oh yeah, most people would wait till Sunday to vote, and whoops. Because I noticed that with the votes being so low. But yeah, to start, we are starting with Michaelis, because that's what the people who did get into the poll voted for, was this lavender boy, which is a cool design. I do have on deck, just in case this thing gets like finished in like 2 hours, like some of the Witch from Mercury side units can be. I do have the other purple lavendery one on hand, the Big Ear Boom. I don't remember if I'm pronouncing that right, and at this point I'm too scared to look it up. But that's on deck in case this one gets finished quickly. Because it just might. If it does, then we'll move on to building that one, which will leave the Shin Musha for the final build in this place on January 5th. Hopefully we can get it finished in time. I might even stay up late to finish that one, just to get it all done. I'm like, can this open? No, I can't. I just noticed this one actually has tape. I was like, why is it not opening? Somebody done diddly taped it. My shelf of shame is nearly empty. It's kind of heartbreaking when that happens, because like, no, it's supposed to be there to shame you forever. But I'm sure I'll renew my shelf of shame eventually. Now, I'm probably not going to use the cable stay on this as much as it's a cool feature. Just because usually that doesn't have the tensile strength to hold it up. But we'll see. We'll see actually how fancy that that wire is. As I said, part fell off already. I see. Fell off the runner, which is always exciting. Let's see. Yeah, like that has difficulty holding up under its own weight, just barely. Oh, gods, why is my voice catching now? I will blame the fried chicken I had earlier. And of course, that was hours ago. But of course... Oh, I'm gonna be in broadcaster mode and talking? Well, I better start choking on my own spit. Thought I was supposed to choke on somebody else's. I thought that's how it's supposed to go. A lot of stickers. Another parts come off a runner. That's fun. I see. Came off of there. Interesting. Oh, it came with a stand for the armature. Okay. Okay, that might tempt me. They gave me a stand for it, so maybe we'll have it launch. It'll just make it more awkward for transit, but we'll see. There's a lot of different poses, and I know this part of the shelf that it's going on for now. It's a bit of an awkward place, so I might not want it to take up too much space. Basically, one of its arms can launch off because it's a giant claw. But yes, we'll see. Also, I might get a few paint pens just to see. I do have a nice metallic purple. Other one is that one. Yeah, we'll see. I might end up using those, I might not, because we do at least encapsulate some of them underneath clear plastic. Because this is a Witch from Mercury kit, and that's what they do. But it looks like it's not all of them. And that's a problem. A problem I must fix. Actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna have the pliers out. Just in case. It's like, that's a sometimes tool, but yeah, better to have it, because I have a feeling I might need it for, like, the cable. There we go. Well, that, and we can remove the leather covers off my snippers. There we go. And yes, I'm not having an energy drink tonight because I had one early this morning. And as much as, like, it's a 2 energy drink kind of night, I'm like, I don't know if I should. My poor tongue. But, yeah. Hey. Why do I hear cat violence? Sorry, I heard cat claws. Alright. Yeah, the head's just 4 pieces. Oh, of course it isn't. Fluff was getting high just out of eye shot. I couldn't see. Okay, well, let's start with this. Actually, we'll start with seeing if I can paint some of these things. Give them the best chance to try to dry before we go anywhere. Now, this is a brand new... Well, not brand new. It's unused, so... First, shake down. Get the paint as mixed up as I can. You know, fun, familiar motions. Kind of. And then you just keep thrusting it until a little bit starts to dribble out. Like that. Oh, that's actually a really pretty purple. Okay. I think this will be fun. Okay. And we'll go through the booklet and paint as many of these as I can. So I think that detail will look a little better painted then it would not. Oh, that's a weird shape because it's angled. Yeah, because the sticker actually would have hidden the fact these four shapes are actually raised edges. Which we can't have that. Now can we? Alright, there we go for that one. We will quickly filter through the pamphlet here to see if I can find all of the others. Let's see. 111 and 12. Section is at arms. Just quickly checking the chest here. Yep, there they are. Yeah, okay, there's like panel detailing here, so let's beautify with paint, huh? Oh, that's a really pretty purple. I'll probably keep this out for the bigger boo in case we have to do it. Have to do it, get to do it, you know, words. Words are hard. Also give me a chance to clean these, because I am being a little bit sloppy. Little bit. Okay. Those two, but there's two more somewhere. So we'll do the purple first. Let's see. $16. Oh, there they are. And this will be the end of the purple. Oh yeah, we'll definitely have to clean this up a little bit. Because that gap is actually just barely too narrow for the pen normally. So we're actually having to do a flood method. That would not have been pleasant to do with a sticker regardless. But, there we go, the purple pen's done for this build at least. I'm guessing all the rest of those little fuckers are going to be on the insides of the weapon. Alright, B2 37 times 3. Oof, excuse me. not BU37, C10, that's why I can't find them. There they are. Okay. Oh, those are like little spindly ones too that are terrible. Ugh. I'm going to do this a custom way, I think. Do I not have a hard point black? I do not. Okay. Oh, right, no, I grabbed this one. This is a hard point. I can use that to my advantage. So I'm going to do this in a way that is not how the stickers are doing it. And that's okay. That might be more efficient as going at the same angle for each piece, because unfortunately this is a lining pen that I'm using like a film pen. But that's just because the soft tip pen there that I have, while it would be effective, would be a little rough to try to do. I'm also hoping that if I do it like this, that I can also, that this can also be relatively dry by the time I put on the green that also goes here. It's a fun little pre-game thing to do before we start the build, is just get all the paint on, so if I have to do any cleanup, I can. I'll just have to be extra careful with the green, as it's got a drop-off point, and I gotta make sure to not accidentally, you know, jump off the page, so to speak. Just a lot of scribbling. Alright, just 2 more of these little lines, and it'll just be the 18 green lines I have to do on the raised edge. I get to be extra careful. Will I be extra careful? Who knows? Okay. Because yeah, if I had done that with a soft tip, I might have destroyed the said soft tip. Just making sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, all of these are going to require just a little bit of cleanup, and that's okay. Luckily the other paint is black, so even if I jump off page down into it, it's not the end of the world. There we go. It's like it's missing some of that metallic sheen, so I'll just go over it again. There we go. There's the metallic green I know. Two and three. At worst, I can always touch up the black, since actually the metallic part of the green does actually show up on the black paint. But it's better I did it this way than try to clog up the black pen with wet green paint. I mean, for the most part, that creates a really nice kind of contrast, and it's a little bit stronger than what the stickers would have done. But we can clean them as we get to the parts. Because that'll just be, I think, a little easier. Because then I can have them out and I can fiddle with them. Alright. So with the paint on and the stickers avoided, actually, with the stickers avoided, I'm going to toss them into the box. Now, we did the green ones instead of the black ones as well because weapon activation, so we can have that thing look super angry like it's getting ready to fire a shot. I don't know why I had my hand clenched there for a second. But let's see, C4. Starting off with a bang, apparently. Alright. One. And Delta 4. There it is. I might also do this just to do a quick fancy but dirty detail. I think it's gonna make it really pop out. Oh yeah, it's all coming together now. Now I'm just being extra here. Okay. Give that a couple seconds as I'm also going to turn on my fan, because since we finished all the paint shenaniganery. Yeah, I'm not too worried about needing to clean off any of the paint I've just put on. Because of the fact that it is going to get encapsulated in armor as well. So if I put on too much black paint, that's fine actually, because basically there's going to be a faceplate that goes over this. Like that. And then A21 and 20. Is his head really that naked in the back? I guess that makes sense, because admittedly, this is probably one of the most simple gunpla faces I've ever done for a unit. The fact that it's only 4 parts, like, the main part of, like, the inner helmet's already done. And part of the outer helmet. Fascinating. Truly, truly fascinating. Okay, just making sure the blade doesn't bite too much of this off. Yeah, that one's gonna be awkward though. Oh wow, I actually got that pretty clean despite the mono edge being in a slightly haphazard area. Because yeah, that's the one problem with God Hands. They're really great, but for the most part, I guess technically they're double-edged, but the way they cut and act, they still act like they're mono-edged. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Some snippers are two-edged, some are single-edged, and then a lot of them just act like they're one. Oh, no worries. Hopefully the dogs had some fun outside. We're just getting the head together after I did all the detail painting. I still had to do some detail cleaning because some of that paint got the pen got a little excited and kind of, you know, spilled a little everywhere. For a couple of parts that was kind of needed because the place where the paint was supposed to go was so narrow that not even the tip of this pen could actually reach inside. But we got there. And now with 4 pieces and some paint, we've got the little head. Let's see if the details show. Oh, let's see. I need to block that. And you can kind of just see it, that little detailing on the inside of like the 4 lenses, so to speak, that are inside this thing's head. If I had like a glowing purple one, I would have chosen that, but like I have a lavender, but I don't think that would have been nearly as good. That's a metallic lavender though. Yeah, this guy's a really cool design. Just a little more simple. Again, a lot of the units that are not Gundams in Witch from Mercury are fairly simple. Even some of the Gundams are relatively simple, like Lifrithur and Lifrithorn were pretty simple, if not a little weird. I'm still confused why Thorn is so fucking short. Saving weight for mobility, I guess, but still looks weird. Yeah, because these are the 2 parts that are a little messy. You can even kind of tell in this one that I had to basically spill paint in instead of paint it. But we'll get it fixed and cleaned up a little bit. But that'll be once we get to the legs. 21 and 20. Am I touching them? No, for once I'm not. And that would be why. It's not B1, Mara, it's B2. I'm very pretty. And by very pretty, I mean pretty fucking dumb. No. I'm not that dumb. Brain cell has just not been firing today, that's all. Okay, this is for the ab crunch. Oof, if I can get it in though. Goodness. Oh, I do not have hand strength today. Shit. Unless it's already in? Is it in yet? Words you never want to hear. Alright, 23s. Both of them. Couple of my hairs are daring to rebel against me. They're getting just long enough to whip around in the wind. Now, Delta 3. Charlie 2. Charlie 2 goes on second, according to the booklet. So I gotta be careful with that and not try to rush one piece ahead of the other. Because I do that sometimes, and I have to tear them apart, and I grumble, and I... see, where is that even supposed to go? That? I see. Just putting the part on backwards, I think. Was I? It's hard to tell. Ah, like that. Okay. That suddenly makes sense. It's got a little slidey bit. And then P224, which I did keep looking at. It's like, oh, that looks like a collar for the head. So let's get that in. That's the one thing I do appreciate about Gunpla is 90% of the time, the instructions are usually pretty clear about how parts are supposed to go together. Every now and again, you'll catch one that will have kind of a kind of a weird instruction, where it's like, where it like shows a weird perspective for it, but it's a lot better than some other kits. I've seen some of the like older, I think like Kotobukiya kits and stuff like that, where it's like, all right, these parts are supposed to go in this order, and there's 30 of them. Good luck. It was a different time, but still, Oh, weird, yeah. That goes on a completely different way than I thought it would. Like, yeah, not beating the allegations of Mara puts things on upside down. It's like, that honestly looks like it should go the other way around, because that's how it would be on, like, normal Gundams. You know, that might be easier just to shove in here, and then... That is a funny little shape. There we go. I couldn't get a good grip on the thing, so... But there we go. It's in. So apparently it wasn't all the way in on the head. That's a problem. A15 and then A14. It's almost like there's a hint of gray to the whites. Honestly, it almost feels like a color mix of the G Gundam and the Penelope. Because the Penelope has like vaguely lavender and purple themed parts. And then the G had this really kind of cool, just, you know, it was mostly white, but like this weird blue-gray that kind of snuck around every now and again. that was in that off-white. It's really pretty. Both those kits were gorgeous. Well, are gorgeous. They're not gone. They're just done, so I don't get to look at them that closely anymore because I have them on a shelf, hidden in a room where the cats don't get to them. Oh, it's gonna be a new challenge in the new place. Because most likely, all these little guys are gonna be out, and the cats are gonna have free access. I hope Marsh doesn't try to chew on them. I already know the bargaining system I need to do, which is make sure they have enough toys that they don't get bored and want to take mine. That and maybe invest in some encasing cases once I get there, so I can get them safely contained. I think would be the imperative term. 12 and 13. Cause yeah, I could definitely see my little fur demons wanting to chew. I still need to get a new Lego Space Needle because they they destroyed my last one, but at the same time that was back when they were kittens. I've definitely also just got to teach these three about getting on tables being bad. I'm so used to, like, you know, sitting and eating at my desk and everything. They typically don't hop up exactly where I'm eating unless there's something that very much interests them. Like, Mallow's been a little nosy of late because I had one of my favorite foods, which is fried chicken. The last couple days I ordered, like, I think some churches. And it's also one of Mallow's favorites because she likes the bones. And so she saw the bones and was deeply interested. And it's like, honey, no. You know, trying to encroach on the main table space of my desk. But yeah, Marsh will jump up on tables downstairs, and it's like, buddy, no. It's where people are supposed to eat. So basically, I just need to sanitize every time if people are going to eat on my tables downstairs right now. Or like have somebody go in and like wash and scrub and stuff. I've already done one scrub down, but you know, just keep cleaning. The cleaning never stops. There we go. All right, and then right into the back ends. All right, let's get the next parts. 29, 30, and 31. Okay. Well, I'm touching two of them, so that's already a sign. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright. Alright, now to figure out how this goes on. I've got to stop flipping the parts, otherwise I'm going to get myself confused again. Alright, there's that. Oh, and that's it? Okay. Oh no, I see him. As I say, it looks like there's a couple hit planes. Let's see, A22 and B22. They're really about matching the parts together. Somebody was having a good time doing that. There's 23. There's 22. Okay. 1, 2. Because I'm also gonna lop out 23 here since I'll need it in the next step. No, Snippers, don't go for my flesh. My flesh is not plastic. The day the God Hands attacked. Sounds like a weird, like 60s sci-fi movie, but at the same time, strangely fitting. Shove that right in the butt. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We're not actually going to have to do any hip plates or waist stuff because we've already built it. Again, not that surprising that the Michaelis would be like this. The fact that we've already built the groin and the torso. Just fascinating. Fascinating regardless. Alright, now, before we do the next part, I am going to grab some Q-tips and some alcohol. So we're going to gently try to clean actually all 4 of these parts, I think, if I can help it. Now, if I could just stop dropping things. Ugh. Goodness. It's just one of those nights. Feeling extra clumsy. Okay, I think that's all I can do for that one. squeezing some of the excess alcohol off, but also refining the points. Because we're being high detail here. There we go. Technically, we just cleaned off the leg unit pieces, but since they're right here on the sheet and I wanted to get to them, we'll just do that. And then I'm gonna have to lotion my fingers after all this. Luckily there was very little here, so I might actually just need the use of one Q-tip. Yeah, because these canals were wider. For the arm units. Alright, there we go. Bring the alcohol and Q-tips back out. Once we get to the, my brain just almost used the term gunnels, but that's not the right word. But let's see. B11 and 12. I was watching some Brick and Mortar earlier about the fishing vessel destination. We keep going on about gunnels. So I blame him for having that word stuck in my head. It's the secret word. Oh. I blame V for getting that stuck in my head again. Fucking Pee-wee's Playhouse. Alright, and D2. Interestingly, we're building the arms separately. The last couple Gunpla builds we've had have been kind of odd, haven't they? Like, Hajiraboshi was weird for even a Gundam, even a Iron-Blooded Orphans era Gundam. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Look at how that shines and shimmers in there. That is... Oh, this thing's gonna look beautiful. I'm excited. Well, we're just an hour in, and now we're getting to one of the arms. Yeah, I think the rest of this body's gonna probably get done in about the next hour. Maybe an hour and a half. One moment. If I don't get attacked by wayward hares. Okay. 8 and 7. Let's say as the pauldron? Must be. The shape looks about right, but it's hard to tell. Watch, it's the elbow. And then I'll just be like, what the fuck? Alrighty. And like that, most of that beautiful color and shape is covered. Oh, all that work. All that work for that detail, and it's covered in armor. Hurts my soul. A9C1. Okay, hold on to those really small parts, because holy shit, that thing flew. One problem, I do have rather long nails right now. They're pretty, but it does make it difficult for me to manipulate parts. We'll see if I trim them tomorrow. Trim, file. If I had the time, I'd paint them too. Get them festive looking. I just don't know if I have the time. We'll find out. B198. There we go. This gray that's also in here is rather pretty too, because it's actually there's just the faintest hint of purple in it, which makes it very pretty. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Witch from Mercury had some really cool designs. The special Sunrise team that they chose for fucking G-Quux was very avant-garde. Come on. Come on, that's your home. God, everything's smooth, that's the problem, too. My fingertips are already kind of dry, so... There we go. Fucking shit. One and two. Yeah, I kind of like the dichotomy of this, like, semi-sickly and grayish color and those purples and the purple gray. It's very lovely. A fun theming color. B17. And C7. Oh, that's a weird connection. And it clicks together like that. Then I need another B part before I can encapsulate. B13. Oh, right, I'm like, why does that look so different? It's like, oh, right, because this thing only technically has one hand. Alright, and then C19. I just had that one enemy with the robot arms from fucking Dispatch in my head, though. I'm left-handed. That game was really fun, but really silly. Maybe in a few months I'll go and play it and maybe do another run. Oh no, that went on correctly. Why did it have me, God, that looks so exposed. It's like so empty, but that's also because this is the right arm, which has the weapon on it. So, makes some sense. So just that being it. Yeah, that's interesting, actually. This one's hand is on the left arm. I guess it's kind of pulling a bit of a Samus, isn't it? Where dominant arm has the cannon. No. I'm gonna start getting ready to like tie some of my hair back eventually. I don't know. Somebody could always grab it and get a good handful. Delta 2, right, the cover. I'm still so bummed that it's like, oh, that looks so cool. That's so great. This part really shimmers and shines. I can't wait to see that cool teardrop shape on the arms at all times. And then, like, you just this is all you see. Just that little tiny bit. Oh, how dare they? But at least it's layered. That makes some sense. Some. See, because, like, yeah, that's such... The light really catches in that point, but the fact that the point is the part that's hidden, it's like, man, that sucks. Alright, speaking of, here we go. Getting it covered. Alright, there's that. And now we do that top part. Yeah, we're busting through this. I'm almost done with both arms, and yeah, there's no waste to do for this, so... 1, 2. There we go. I just didn't want that part to fly away like the other one tried to. I don't need another Schwarzette situation. Someday I'll get another Schwarzette kit just to get that one piece. I know I could technically order a piece because it's like, hey, I lost this piece somehow. But then I'd have to, like, go back into the booklet and find out which one. Luckily, translating programs are decent at this point. Decent enough. But... you know, still wary. If only I was Nihongo Jozu. Unfortunately, I'm not. Jozu Janai. And 3. And let's see if this one's as stubborn about actually getting put together as the last one. Nope, that one went in just fine. Like, a little bit of pressure, but that's normal. Always a little bit of pressure. A4 and 3. There we go. And now it's the weird connection part, so B7, C8, yeah, this one's a little bit different than the last one. Slightly different design. Which makes sense, you know, complete arm versus the claw. The claw. Okay, there's that. It's an interesting elbow joint design for this thing of just this little, those two little parts, and those are enough to hold it together, huh? Okay. A6, our new cufflink for this one. I'm also going to cut out C6 just to have it ready so I can have this part of the arm complete, and then we'll get on to building the hands. Yeah. Forgot a pen. Oh, we'll paint that after we get it attached. It's supposed to be like, I hope that's not my dead pen. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure my dead pen's the mecha red one. Because I left it in front of a fan and it doesn't like to work much anymore. The urge to keep my body temp regulated versus keeping my pens alive. I have to choose. And what a choice it is. Interesting part. Let's see. Huh. Nope, that changes nothing. Ah, you know that one... You know, that one that I made commentary of like, wow, there's a weird gap on this one. That's so weird. And this one's like, huh, this one's too big. That suddenly makes sense. I put them on the wrong arms. Bleh. There we go. Okay, there, that makes sense. Oh. Oh wow, that's hilarious that that actually worked though. A double arm. What does it mean? Okay, A11 and 10. It's just an awkward spot. I was being super cautious. I was like, how do you do that? Nervously, apparently. It's okay, no one will know. No one will know about that tiny rough spot because I'm pretty sure it's inserted inside this. If that's the case, then yeah. It is obscured. Yeah, it's mostly obscured. There we go, now it is. If anything, it makes a really tight fit. B4 and A5. The feast. The hand. Yeah, we've got a lot of parts out already. Not many more to go. Just what we need for the legs and the claw. Because they are having us do the claw afterwards. Kind of your standard array pattern of, like, you know, weapons last. Yeah, weapons last, weapons free. Alright, with that attached, give me 2 seconds to turn on the fan. Because I don't want the fan running while I put this on. Got a little paint on the outside, got a little too excited there. Okay, now I don't need the sticker sheets. Now I really don't need it. Interesting, they're actually not having us put anything together just yet. Okay. Okay, now this is interesting. We're getting a partial skeleton for the legs. Then we're, putting the armor on. Interesting. So everything times 2. Okay, B6s. B5s. Oh, I need to get that fan back on. I can already feel myself starting to burn up. Turn it off for all of 30 seconds. I'm too hot, chat. Help. On 1. Sounds like it's on 2. That's 1, okay. That's C17. Cat. 1, 2. Sorry, I was having like the weirdest music kind of run through my own head there for a second of just just like I was jumping around to like some of the weird obscure shit I've listened to in my head or listened to in the past. Chat, what is the most obscure and weird song you've ever found? I definitely have one that wins a prize. The prize being, oh gods, I've not searched for it again in a while, but about 5, maybe 10 years ago when I looked it up again, Google came up with 6 search options. You know it's bad when Google can't populate shit. Oh. The worst part is it's a really good song. And I always feel... Oh, nah, I used to feel ashamed about how I found it. Oh... Let's just say the early years of Newgrounds, I found a lot of things. I experienced a lot of stuff that, yeah, these days, kids probably shouldn't. Let's see, 14. Don't be like me, kids. A14s. Got the A sheets nearly done. Yeah, the A sheet's gonna bust out when we complete all the leg armor. But yeah, the two most obscure and weird songs that I remember is One just sounds like it's weird, and it's like, oh, that sounds like something a hipster would listen to. Then you listen to the music, it's like, yeah, this still is something a hipster who likes like early 2000s British rap would like. Which is the band alone already kind of gives that kind of air for their name. Dan Laysack versus Scroobius Pip. This was not the one that only brought up 6 Google searches, or 6 links. But it is certainly something. The other one that did was, it's a cover of a song by a 90s German kind of... I don't know how you describe EAV. It's really hard to describe exactly what they are, but they always sounded like vaguely trippy and slightly problematic. But yeah, the other one, but this was a cover by I believe a German rock band called Lambic. And yeah, they did a cover of EAV's Fata Morgana. Or Fata Morgana. It's hard to say it in German because like my brain wants to say, you know, Fata Morgana, but it's kind of almost like all one word. But yeah, I found it through a Flash game, and I ended up having to message the maker of said Flash game, because I'm like, this is a really cool song. I want to have a copy of this. And I think they ended up like directing me to the owner of, or like the lead singer of the band who owned all the remaining rights for the song. So I had to email this guy just to get a copy of their cover of Fata Morgana. And I still have it. But it is probably one of the weirdest and most obscure songs I've ever gotten. Such a great cover, because yeah, the original is yeah, strange. A German song basically about a man, a Bedouin man, going through the desert and seeing Fata Morgana, the illusion that you see in the desert of like a beautiful woman. This is also a type of jinn in Islamic faith. And the song kind of dances on both of those. Both of those visions. It was a weird song. This is the stuff I did in the early 2000s. How about you? Oh god. And where did I hear this song of all things? It was a dress-up game. It was the intro to the opening riff and like metal chord strumming was used for the person's like logo and development intro. Oh, Newgrounds. Oh, early Newgrounds. I forgot to cut out the third piece. I should cut those out so I don't accidentally sandwich the other two together and forget that it's supposed to have a slidey point in the middle. What's even the name of that one? Like Dress My Babe 6 or something? Again, I was like 13. Um, Sorry, the little nubblin's trying to run from me. Alright, let's get these together. Okay. And cut out the last of these clear lavender pieces, which, God, that color's so gorgeous. At least these ones are out for everybody to see, but with that, though, our first runner is down. Our small runner. There we go. Just need to get those in with a little pop. Okay. 2, 18, and 19. There's the 2s. Alright, there we go. I'm guessing B1 is used for parts of the claw. Because that would make the most sense. That's a fair point. We'll start with these ones, because then we can get them married together and then squish that third piece on. Okay. Let's see, make sure I put these on the right way. Okay, yep, that angled part is pointing that direction when attached to this. Good, good. Just trim these 3 real quick, or these 2 parts, these 3 nublins. Okay, so let me shove that in like that, and then we attach the foot. This is interesting that we have an internal skeleton for the legs. That is very unusual for high grades. Especially which for Mercury high grades. Like Darabalde and Delanza did not. Like, They had a really cool, like, interior hooking system that I was really fond of. But, yeah. Okay. Get those into their positions. So C15 and 12. Excuse me. Now, one of those had already popped off. Speaking of, where is it? May as well use the one that freed itself. Save the other for later. Okay, there's that. C13. I'll cut A17 out right now, just you know, have it ready. Have it on hand. Oh, they aren't for the claw, they're for that leg armor. Interesting. Fun to know. So those were on a partially raised edge. Ah. Good thing I noticed, otherwise I could have bitten into those far too deeply. Oh, Michaelis, you sly devil. Okay. The trickery and frippery. Okay, I gotta make sure that that stays in its position, because it's actually angled up just barely. I see. Nope, it was not in its right space, not in the right home. Alright, there's that. A18 and B1. Okay, at least we'll get the B1 runner completely cut out. Hi, Zoe. How you doing, dear? Oh, this little guy's been zipping past super fast. Yeah, thank you for that, bats, by the way. Ooh, playing Ready or Not. Sounds fun. Oh shit, I need to double check with Talent of Nature with what we're playing tomorrow. Something festive, but I know Talent wants to keep it a surprise, but I've straight up forgotten what we're gonna do. Ready or not, I'll have to look that up. For some reason, I don't recall. And I don't know why. I'm being real pretty tonight. Okay. There's one leg done. Now to get this other scrawny-ass leg all put together. So skinny. Okay. Just seeing like little bits and shards of plastic just all filling up that sector. Yeah, we're definitely gonna probably end up doing the other kit because we're not even 2 hours in and this one's already nearly done. I don't even think we're gonna get to 7:30 my time for finishing this guy. Not that surprising because, again, welcome to Witch from Mercury kits especially. Like, if they're not aerial or aerial rebuild or Calibarn, yeah, they take like 2 hours. Maybe 2.5 if you're taking your sweet ass time. So I'm gonna cut these nubs out. And then put on this kneecap armor. There we go. And C13. Right, I need to be careful because these are actually on a raised edge. Though, gotta level it a little bit. Alright, and then I've learned my mistake from last time. Make sure that's actually in its home. I'm going to cut both these out just because I'm going to need a 18 in just a second. Oop. And that part has flown away, but the A runner is down. There it is. Runaway pieces. God, just blitzing through Gunpla. So if I complete the big ear boom as well tonight, I'm only going to have one kit left, but that'll be saved for the first build of the year. Hopefully it won't be the only build of the year, but I don't have any other kits currently. I have some plans on what I'm going to do in like the interim, but we'll see how that pans out. And 3, and there's Bravo 1 down as well. I might snag a few kits from my favorite shop up here before I move down, though. Whether during Christmassy time or shortly after. Let's make like one last day trip and grab some of his latest and greatest that he's found. Just means I'll have to drive further when I want to buy from him again, because he's probably one of my favorite shopkeepers ever, and he's been here forever, too. Okay. I guess I don't have to worry too much about trying to stand that leg on its own. Now we're actually putting the main body of the fella together. Had that on backwards. Whoopsie doodle. Yeah, I'll do that slight bit of cleanup post builds, because yeah. Yeah, let's get that little silly night head on there too. Oh. That's not good. Nope. I might have to secure some of these with glue. Let's see. Yeah. I see the other problem is that ball. Usually you don't have to glue gunpla together, but this one's being stubborn. You know what we do with stubborn things. Break out the Warhammer glue, because I mean business. I technically have some Tamiya cement, but... if I can get some of it to come out at least. Oh, goodness. Pull that out before it starts to bond. I started to get how it works now. There. Now it shouldn't come out. When we had to use just a little bit of glue to force things in. I am kind of tickled how easily the head comes off, though. There's not really much I can do about that. Just... Fascinating. Oh, jeez, yeah. Then I just barely touch him when it comes off. Why are you so delicate? God, those are tiny feet for him, too. Alright, there's that. Now let's get his weapon situated, huh? Goodness, yeah. That's an interesting trial. Alright, let's put the threatening glue away. Oh my god, stay upright. Alright, with that. Now I do 34 and 35. It's just kind of wiggling back and forth, which does make me a touch nervous, but... Again, we'll get him in a more secure pose once we get everything built, because I'm sure this is going to affect some of his balance. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the stand yet or not, or if I want to do like the menacing double blade attack look. Now B33. I was touching it, as per usual. Every time, every time. Okay. I see. We're armoring the gun part of the armature. $32 and $28. Yeah, luckily he doesn't have any other weapon really than this. Okay, let me go like that. Oh, but then we put a part on, actually. C5. Ah, it's this little one that didn't get all the paintwork done on it. Interesting. Not many parts left on this guy, though. Being extra careful about my snips. Trying to be cautious. Alright, so like that. And then now we cut out all 3 of these. And that will kill off this runner. Two. And 3. Therefore, C is done. And those. Which really only leaves 1 part left on here because the other one had already jumped runner. So, I may as well just read this one too. Number 25. 25 and 26 are those 2 left, but there's the last runner for this guy down. Now it's just a matter of, well, the last runner for his main body. We still technically have the beam sabers and the, well, the beam blades, because I don't think he has a saber. Oh, Shattuck. So cool, but then he becomes so twisted. And 2 and 3 and once more with feeling. Oh, I guess we still need to trim these purple pieces, don't we? Which has like a cool paint job done on the inside. Because if I can avoid using a sticker, I will. Usually I do the ones for the Witch for Mercury kits, but these ones weren't encased in another layer of plastic, on top of the fact that what stickers did get encased in clear plastic here, unfortunately, would hide detail lines of the plastic, which I'm not okay with. Like, if it's just a color thing and like a detail thing that I just can't do myself, okay, that makes sense. I can use the Witch for Mercury stickers, but apparently Michaelis is the odd duck out. Ugh, I had to readjust my headphones in a second. There's a strand of hair that's, fled. There we go. Now... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna readjust my headphones because I keep feeling it brush against, like, part of my cheek, and it's like, yeah. One. Two. And three. And then we just fold them up for now. Like so. Yeah, I think for some good fun, menace, we're not going to actually use the stand for him. We're gonna actually use, this, but I do have one little touch-up that I need to do on his little buster shield super quick. Just need one Q-tip. Because then, once that gets touched up, we can put these two energy effects on, and then he can be done. And yeah, gods above, yeah, I did him in about 2 hours. There we go. I still have to share that one G pose out later. Get some people frothing. But there's that runner down, and again, as cool as, because this this big fucker is supposed to be able to launch off on a cable. It's very neat, but especially for where it's going in the display and everything, I do not need this yet. Maybe once I get moved. And even then, I have to double check to make sure that Marsh is not a little bitey. Because I currently do not trust him. I don't trust any of the cats in the gunpla room. So we're going to do the menacing double blade mode. Because, again, it's cool looking. And Shattuck is spooky at times. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can get him also into like a walking pose that would make sense. Because yeah, again, the stand is awesome. I love the fact that they gave us a stand for that, because I was like, that cable cannot hold that weight. That was right. Yeah, the hardest part here for this pose is this, because he's got such tiny feet for a foot profile. Trying to get them to brace. It's going to be an interesting challenge. Yep. That's not good. You can get back in your home. I can't glue you in, because if I don't want him to be stab happy. Oh yeah, this pose, he's basically standing on one foot. There we go. Kind of. Just the whole you're approaching me. And naruhodo. I'm guessing. Oof, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's actually pretty solid. For the most part. Just don't look at him funny. We'll double check. I'm guessing these two parts that I have here are for the cable launch. Yes, these two pieces are for the cable launch system. Yeah, because they're narrow enough for it. That makes sense. Yeah, this one goes inside and this goes on the stand. And then this one would go on his arm socket. Yeah, no, he's actually sitting fairly solid there. So, we have him done. I'm going to keep the booklet nearby because I do want to take a photo with him